Hello everyone, today I'm going to be talking about Kratuga ruins. This is a spot where I've been grinding at frequently lately, so I figured I'd make a video talking about why I grind here, how much I make, a few tips and tricks that I picked up along the way, and hopefully address any questions that you may have about the grind spot. So, first and foremost, this grind spot is a 250 recommended AP zone that you can access underneath Hashra ruins. Hashra ruins is located southeast of Heidel, right over here, and you path down this way. The entrance that I use is just a bit southeast of the main entrance by the node, right here by this cliff. Once you get to this spot, you'll see a cave with an entrance to it. I use this spot because it allows me to whistle my horse near the grind spot that I personally use. From this cave, to get to the entrance of Kratuga, all you need to do is keep straight once you go in. And right over here is the door. Interact with it. Once you interact with the door, you exchange one of the items that you have. Now that we're inside, I'll quickly note that if that door is still glowing and you go near it, it is going to take you out of Kratuga, and you'll be able to come back in as long as the door is glowing, but make sure to stay away from the door if it's glowing and you don't want to go outside. An important barrier to entry about Kratuga is that it lacks any sort of merchant to repair your gear at, so unfortunately, if you don't have a tent, I can't recommend this spot. This alone is going to prevent many players from entering this grind spot, so hopefully the devs decide to change this in the future. I'm going to show you the spot which I personally grind at. From the entrance, I'll show a fast forwarded clip as to how I get there. This is the room that I personally grind. From this room, back down the hall is where you can whistle your horse down if you have a horse whistle. So right here, you use your whistle, and your horse should appear right in front of you. I leave my horse right over here. If you don't have a horse whistle to bring your horse down, the game does provide you with a couple free storage maids or butlers. I believe I got 2 others from an event recently, however 2 are definitely provided to you within the main story. When you go in, there's going to be your first rotation. You just pull those guys on the side. Also these mobs on the side, and wait till everyone packs up. If you have a buff, you can use it. You want to try and get them all in this little corner, and then you can get rid of them. And there you go. This next pack over here is fairly straightforward and easy to pull. They're all put together for you. However, there are 2 Bellatons, so 2 of the bigger guys, so you want to be careful not to get TC'd, especially at nighttime. If you don't have the DP, there's a strong chance that they're going to kill you fairly quickly, so just be wary of their attacks and their gestures and stuff, such as like when they lift their arms up, they're probably gonna smash you, so yeah. For this next section, just be wary of the lip right over here. Either walk up this way or jump. I like to grab the mobs on the wall and then pull them into this corner over here, so I'll just jump, grab these guys, hit everyone over here, and they pack up nicely into this corner. I have my Z buff, so I may as well pop it. And there we go, they're all nice and bunched up for you. You can get rid of them. So, this pack up the hill has a couple monsters hidden in the ground on your way to hit the ones on the wall, so just be wary so that you don't bump into them and get interrupted. After you hit everyone, just come into a corner, pack them up, and then get rid of them. This next pull can be a little bit tricky. There's a monster in the corner that has an AP debuff and it's a ranged attack, so what I like to do is pull these mobs into this corner while aggroing these mobs. The reason why I don't do it the other way around is that if I pull them over here to avoid the worm, usually these mobs over here will de-aggro, so here's how I personally like to do it. It's over here, pull everyone in, try to avoid the worm's debuff. If you can do that, you'll get a slightly faster clear. Now, sometimes the mobs from the other side can come and join you. I'll usually just include them in my rotation, but I don't intentionally target them. So these guys over here. Next up is this pack in the corner. It isn't a very big pull, however it de-aggroes if you try to take it to the next pack, so I just get rid of them on their own. This next pack is going to have a worm right around the corner, right over there if you see it. Just pull them in and keep a frontal guard in front of the worm so you don't get a debuff, and then apply the rest of your combo while carefully avoiding the debuff. And there you go. You could take this pack to the next pack over here if you want to maximize how many enemies you're hitting. However, I typically like to just do them separately to avoid the debuff, and sometimes they also de-aggro by the water, so I usually just separate them myself. And then lastly, we're going to do our final rotation, pick up these guys and the ones on the wall, pull the Balatin by the door, try to get them all into this corner just like the first time, and with that you would have done a full circle of the room. After this, we're going to talk about the minigame that appears in Kratuga, which is one of the more interesting things in my opinion about this grind zone. What's going to happen... Oh, we got an Elcar. Nice. There we go. That's like 300 mil right now. Alright, so we're going to talk about the minigame. While you're grinding, there's going to be a message overhead that states that there's a trespasser and the security is activated. This means there will be some irregular packs of monsters that will appear to dispatch of you. For this room, that means there's going to be 5 new packs of monsters that will spawn, however that might vary between rooms. For the level 1 security, you're going to have 2 minutes to eliminate all of the packs. Also, all of these packs are going to be spawning at the same location every single time, so it really helps to know the room well so you can tell apart the irregular mobs from the regular mobs. It's important to note that you do have to eliminate every single monster that is summoned. This is including the smaller monsters that are around the bigger monsters as well. Seeing as you're on a time limit, make sure you only focus the irregular mobs. They're going to intermingle fairly often, however, try to pay attention to the HP of the irregular mobs and then move on when you're done. I like to save this pack over here for last. Seeing as it spawns within the 2 Balatin pool, it can be fairly easy to lose track of the smaller mobs. Once you're done, you're going to get another message overhead that states level 2 security has been activated. What this means is the next step is going to start, and essentially you're just going to get these 2 oversized mobs that you need to dispatch within 1 minute. These 2 mobs are just bigger sized versions of the current mobs that you've been killing, so there's nothing new to be worried about. When you're done, you'll see one final message stating that the maximum security has been activated, after which the mini-boss Layton will spawn. The attack pattern of Layton is much more sophisticated than the regular mobs, however you don't have a time limit when killing him, so you don't have to feel as rushed as the rest of the minigame. Layton is able to do things like teleport and summon large AoEs of lightning to attack you with. Getting hit by these attacks will result in 3 speed debuffs, which is just going to make the fight much longer than it could be, so be wary of his lightning based moves. Now, what makes this minigame so worth your time is that you're going to have a 1 in 3 chance at getting a Layton's Power Stone after you finish fighting the boss. And in my personal experience, I haven't seen it to be so uncommon that I get multiple Layton's Power Stones and Tungrads throughout a grind, so what I like to do is just smash them together for profit. Now that I've spoken about the grind spot that I use, how to get in the rotation, let me tell you about why I actually grind here. As of the making of this video, I'm actually only 245 Kudum, so you might be wondering, why am I grinding at a spot which has a minimum suggested of 250 AP? And the short answer is that I simply just find it engaging. While the money here may not be quite as consistent as a spot such as Aukman, since the Kratuga mobs are more tanky and probably CC chain you more often than the Aukman mobs do. For me, the appeal to the spot is going to be that it's going to be keeping me on my toes, since the mobs tend to CC chain you and you have to be very careful, and the fact that the minigame is going to pop up and you're going to have to pay attention to where all the irregular packs are going to be. For this next reason, I can only really speak out of personal experience. However, this spot has been giving me many accessories per grind session, which is going to keep me more excited and stimulated as I'm grinding. Between Elcars, Tungrads, and Layton's Power Stones, it isn't uncommon that I make quite a bit of money while grinding here. However, RNG is RNG, and anyone who's played BDO knows that you can have very good streaks and very bad streaks, so take that as you will. Personally, I have the affiliated node at level 5, so between the accessories, the trash loot, and all of the scroll drops as well. I've been making approximately 100 million an hour without including the L card drops, as well of course as the upgraded Latents and Tungrads that I make. Well, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully this helped answer any questions or concerns that you may have had about Kratuga runes. If you have any other questions at all, don't be shy to ask in the comment sections down below, or you could even pop by my Twitch sometime while I'm live and ask right over there. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching and take care. Bye.